While the unique traits and characteristics of both INFJs and HSPs overlap in many ways, only some INFJs can truly be considered a highly sensitive person. With rich inner worlds and a sensitivity to the outside world, the INFJ HSP can definitely come against some challenges that other INFJs don't in their everyday lives. Welcome back, Psychos. Today we'll be talking about the 10 traits of the highly sensitive INFJ. Before we start, have you liked and subscribed to the channel? Go ahead and be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so that you never miss a video. Number 1. Mental confusion causing burnout. Living in this fast-paced world can be difficult for all HSPs alike, because HSPs are much better at thinking deeply than they are at thinking quickly. Taking in information from multiple directions can be extremely overwhelming. Most INFJs share this HSP characteristic. However, for highly sensitive INFJs in particular, this mental confusion can cause them to shut down and even make them feel physically sick. For example, most HSP INFJs know that in order for them to feel comfortable in a social situation, they usually need to do some type of mental preparation in terms of needing to know who's going to be there, where the location is, what will be offered for food, and so forth. This is because they want the least amount of mental processing as possible once they get there. Number 2. Difficulty focusing and socializing in certain environments. For the same reason HSP INFJs have difficulty living in the fast-paced world we all call home, this highly sensitive and introspective type can feel especially distracted and antisocial in certain types of environments. It's fair to say that all INFJs would most likely prefer to enjoy a weekend at home than a loud music festival. But for a highly sensitive INFJ, large gatherings like this could drain them of their social battery in a matter of minutes. This is because HSPs have an overactive sensitivity to physical, emotional, and social stimuli. So this means bright lights, loud music, conversation, smells, visuals, and even substances can have a major effect on the highly sensitive INFJ. However, music festivals are on the extreme end, as simple environments like bright shopping malls, loud offices, and even busy highways can also wreak havoc on this personality type's nervous system. Number 3. Being misunderstood. It's no surprise to the INFJ when they are misunderstood, as it's rare for them to feel completely understood in most circumstances. However, when a highly sensitive INFJ begins talking about how they feel physically ill when watching a violent movie scene, or that they feel completely drained and exhausted after an hour or two socializing with friends, it can definitely make people wonder if they're just being wimps. In fact, men who are HSP INFJs have it especially difficult because having high sensitivity can often be perceived as seeming weak or overly emotional. By not fitting into societal expectations of the masculinity image, highly sensitive INFJ men often hide this incredible gift in fear of being ridiculed, when in reality HSPs experience life much more deeply than the rest of the population, and it should be something to be celebrated. Number 4. Overactive nervous system responses. An overactive nervous system can show in many different ways. However, when it comes to the responses of the HSP's nervous system, they can be especially overwhelming. Since INFJs use their introverted intuition as their most dominant function, they are familiar with using their gut feelings in order to make decisions. However, for highly sensitive INFJs, these gut feelings and intuitive hunches aren't your simple butterflies in the stomach sensation. Instead, the high sensitivity causes intense waves of emotion and the physical feelings that accompany them. For example, if a HSP INFJ feels like they're on the wrong career path, they can feel overwhelming primal sensations of feeling sick to the stomach, experiencing intense headaches, muscle pains, and wanting to drop everything and flee the scene. When the intuition of a HSP INFJ knows something, it'll make the necessary bodily sensations so that their message comes across clearly. Number 5. Hangriness and caffeine sensitivity. When looking into different types of HSP personalities, some people experience more emotional sensitivity while others experience more physical sensitivities. And then there are people that experience food sensitivities. Although we're not talking about allergies here today, sometimes certain foods can cause a major effect on the overactive nervous system of highly sensitive people. So if you're an INFJ who experiences crazy jitters after one cup of coffee, a major crash a few hours after that coffee, extreme hyperness after a sugary treat, and unpredictable swings in your energy and mood throughout the day, you may be a highly sensitive INFJ after all. While the human body does an amazing job at stabilizing our energy throughout the day, HSPs are known to experience intense effects when it comes to hungriness and their food choices. Remember, every feeling is amplified for highly sensitive individuals, so a simple grumbling stomach can throw their whole day and can become extremely distracting, causing hunger like no other. Number 6. The outer world becomes distracting from the complex inner world. There's no doubt that the INFJ has an inner world that most of us would love to live in for a day. While it can be a little chaotic, the INFJ has an incredibly complex inner world with fairy tale-like fantasies and introspective insights on the world. So it's no wonder why they would spend a good amount of their hours in their head. However, for a HSP INFJ, it's not so easy. Since the stimulation and constant outer information can be overly distracting to a highly sensitive INFJ individual, reality can almost be seen as a constant annoying distraction to what's going on internally. INFJs need a good amount of time in their heads every day in order to properly process information. However, they also need some sort of socialization, so this can cause issues for a highly sensitive INFJ who may resort to complete anti-socialism. Number 7. Needing plenty of R&R. INFJs are naturally sensitive to their outer environment and are usually keen to spend time with no one but themselves. Since INFJs have a short social battery life, it's not unlikely for them to require a good amount of rest, relaxation and recharging in order to fully feel like themselves. Well, the same goes with the highly sensitive INFJs, just on a slightly larger scale. In fact, since HSP INFJs are even more sensitive to the emotions and energies of the people around them, they tend to be affected on a much deeper scale. When they are around happy, upbeat people, they can absorb the feelings but can quickly become drained by all the energy it takes to keep up. On the flip side, they can easily become dragged down by lower vibration people, also causing them to exhaust their energy. In other words, because the HSP INFJs are so easily affected by outer stimuli, they require much more rest and recharge time alone in comparison to the average INFJ. Number 8. An overwhelming reaction to beauty. Highly sensitive people are known to experience a different type of appreciation and profoundness when it comes to the beautiful things in life. In fact, most INFJs also share this trait once they get out of their overly analytical heads and take a moment for what it is. Nature, fine art, unique people, to name a few. INFJ HSPs can easily find themselves mesmerized by the color of a sunset, the sparkle of the waves on the ocean. They can literally feel the joy and euphoria of a new romantic connection between two strangers, and the beauty of someone with a completely unique clothing style. Not only are these highly sensitive INFJs able to see the true beauty in things, but they can actually find themselves being completely distracted by them. For example, it can be difficult to have a full conversation with this personality type while enjoying a nature walk in the forest, because they are usually fully immersed in the soothing sound of the leaves, the patterns of the bark on the tree, the feeling of the root under their feet, and the feeling of the warm sun on their face. Well, that's it for today, Psychos. Are you an INFJ HSP according to these 10 traits? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.